Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is DCSG 81. Today I'm going to do a review on this figure, which is the Figma Overwatch Reaper. So as I mentioned earlier in my previous video, that I have no idea on this character at all. All I know that it is a game and he looks pretty cool. This is the reason why I'm getting the figure. So let's take a closer look at the box. Okay, the box is a pretty standard box by Figma. So you can see the Figma Overwatch, the number of figures that they have released so far, 393. The Reaper from Overwatch, and the game is from Blizzard. So you have a window here that you can see the figure inside. So at the side you can see the cool poses for the Reaper, and this is a close-up look of the figure. The grenade is pretty cool, and then lastly we can see all the poses that he can pose. And actually I think this is the best pose, but they can't show everything. The effects is pretty cool. So let's unbox it. So this is the figure right out of the box. Let's take a closer look. Okay, as you can see, the hood is actually made of plastic. It's not a cloth. It's a hooded hard plastic, and you can see the cool skull-like mask or head, which I like very much, and molded what do you call grenades, and you have more here, and the belt is pretty well made, and this is the part that I like, something that reminds me of Shredder from Ninja Turtles, and then followed by the cool metal-like leg part. It's like an armor. You can see that it's a metallic. There's a glossy feel, and there's some scratches like it's a worn out from battle. It's pretty cool. Okay, and then you can see at the back there's there's some armor like here, which is like the spine. Okay, and there's a hole here which is standard for Figma, because they actually allow the stand to pack into it, so that you don't have the claw, which is ugly. So they have the stand to go straight into it to hold it. So from the front you can't see any clips on the waist. So some people do not like it because there's a hole, but for me I think it's alright. And again, this one is sculpted. There's some joint here for articulations. So I think it's alright for this one, because it's just piece of it. But I'm actually not a fan of sculpted cape, things like that, especially for a cape that is from the top to the bottom, like Superman or Batman. It just look horrible, but for this I think it's still okay. So let's take a closer look at the articulations. Okay, as for the articulation, because of the sculpted hood, you can't really turn. There's no point of articulation here, but it's actually removable. So from here you can see the head. You can turn the head. It's pretty good movement here. Okay, and the hands can go up to this much, can go 360 degrees. can go up. This piece here is a soft plastic. It's like a shoulder pad, and then we have a joint at the half of the body, which you can move. You can see. Okay, and over here there isn't any articulation. Okay, the sole is over here. Okay, and then you get the legs. I'll have to actually push this. So the articulation of the lower piece kit here is pretty much. You can actually make it open this much. This piece here is soft, so doesn't hinder much, but it will push down it a little because although it's soft, it's still leather-like. Okay. So the leg can open not much. I think it's because of all the belts articulation, so not much. There's no tight swivel. I forgot whether there's any tight swivel on the arms. Yeah, so there's a tight arm swivel here. Okay. The leg can bend this much, and the feet can go this far. So the legs here can turn, and there's a foot swivel or foot hinge, sorry. Okay. So it's pretty easy to put it back on. Okay, there's two holes here and one right here. Okay, and that's it. So I think the bad thing is you can't really turn the head. I mean, you can't really have him to look at the side because the hood doesn't turn. So it'll be pretty odd if you just turn him like that. I mean, it might still look cool, but it's like he's looking into his hood. So the best is still to look straight. Okay, let's proceed to the accessories. Okay, for the accessories, he doesn't come with much, so I'll go through the hands first. As for the hands, he comes with a pair of pistol hand that comes with the figure. Okay, and then it comes with a pair of claw hand. Be very careful because it's very sharp, especially here. Okay, and then it comes with a pair of gun holding hands. Again, it's sharp, but the details are, I find it is pretty amazing. Okay, and then we have a pair of pistol hand again, but there's a hole to it, which I'm not sure what is supposed to hold on to. There's nothing for him to hold in the accessories. Okay, lastly we have a thumbs up hand, or maybe a thumbs down hand. Okay, so there is something special this time about Figma, because I remember previously they will give something like this to hold the hands, but I think nowadays they just give this piece of plastic to hold into it. So I'm not sure if this is a good thing or bad thing for you. I think this is pretty neat. I prefer this. Okay, and then we'll take a look at the guns. So this is very cool, and I can see the metallic shines to it, and there's nothing that can be moved here, so it's all casted, but the details are pretty amazing, as you can see. So it's very nice. This is one of the coolest gun that I have seen. So there's no weight to it, so it's like a, you know, blank plastic inside, but it's still very well made. Okay, and my favorite part of accessories is the gunshot effect. So how do you do it? You just put it inside. It's very easy. So you can see, it's very cool, especially the paint. There's an orange and a red, and then at the end of the red you can see it become black. So it's very cool. I love this a lot. Okay, so and then it comes with a piece of plastic, like I think it's for the floor, and for him to stand like he's coming out from it. So earlier on, before I make this review, I have watched the cinematic trailer of Overwatch. I'm pretty blown away by the graphics, although it's still very anime type, but it shows a fight between the Reaper as well as the female, I forgot what she's called, but she's pretty cute, so I think I'll have to hunt her down next. She's been released, I think she's the first one she's the first one to be released by Figma, so I'm not sure whether I can still get her. So she looks pretty cute and pretty fun to have, and yeah, I might need her to actually fight with him, because this Reaper is a bad guy. Okay, oh, and lastly, there's a standard Figma stand, nothing special. I have tons of this which I never use, and also instruction booklet. So you have the Japanese here, and they have the English here. How do you put it? They even show where you can actually take off the hood. Yep, so that's about it. Oh, I have forgotten, they also come with this very standard Figma sandwich bag. I call it a sandwich bag. It has been giving this ever since I started to buy Figma, so this has never changed. They always give a piece of this. Again, I am not using this. I have my own boxes for accessories. So do you use it? Let me know. Okay, for the size comparison, because I don't have any Overwatch figure except him, so I will compare him with some random characters that I have. Okay, so we have the Mayfax Spider-Man here, and the Reaper, and as well as also from Figma, Deadpool. Okay, so next we have the Marvel Legend Ghost Rider and the Storm Collectibles Akuma, which of course two of them is much more taller than him. And lastly, we have the Stone Face Woody from Toy Story. He's from Revoltech, and as well as my all-time favorite Sora from Kingdom Hearts. He's from SH Figuarts. Okay, so for the final verdict, I think this is a pretty well made figure. I mean, in terms of look, he looks aesthetically pleasing. I find him, I mean, as compared to the prototype pictures that were shown to us when it's open for pre-order, so it doesn't look very far from it, which is a good thing. That I mean, you don't get things that it's been released is much more uglier than the prototype. So this actually look as good as the prototype, and just I think his only lacking part is the articulation of especially the head part, which is quite disappointing because you can't turn him to look at the side, and there's like a totally no articulation from the head. So but other than that, he's pretty good. So I would give him maybe a 8/10, because I think he looks badass. And that's it for my review today. I'm sorry that I do not know much about this figure, but I think he's very cool, and once I get my PlayStation 4, I'll definitely get this game. So after that, I might know him a little more better. All I know now, he's a badass villain. That's all. Okay, yeah, I think I remember the girl's name. She's called Tracer, right? yeah, so I'm trying to get her next, so think she should be much better in terms of overall figure. Okay, so that's all for my review for Reaper. If you are fans or if you are playing this game, I think you should get him. He's looking very good. It's just like he came out from the game. So that's all. If you like this video, please click the like button, and if you don't, let me know how I can improve further. And oh yeah, I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching my video, for liking my video, or even disliking my video. And best of all, you guys leave some comments to me, which is very encouraging. And the most important of all, I have quite a number of people subscribe to me, which I am very happy. It actually motivates me to do more videos for you guys, and I'm still learning. I hope to improve more. So yep, so thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, good night. Okay, there's one thing that I would like to add on to this final verdict, is because when I'm playing with it after the review, I actually found out that his hand, especially the joint, couldn't hold after I put the effects on. You can see right now he posted perfectly straight, right? So once I put in the effects, so you can see the hand start dropping down. So this is pretty disappointing, because as I mentioned before, I bought this figure mostly is for the double gun shooting pose, which in fact it can't be done. So I'm not sure why, because the effect isn't that heavy, so I have to think of alternative. Otherwise this is really disappointing. So I'm actually going to downgrade his marks to maybe 6.5 out of 10, because this is really disappointing. It's not what I thought. Okay, so until I find a way, I mean, if I ever find a way to actually tighten the joint to the point that it can hold up this position, I'll share with you guys again. Okay, thank you, good night. One more thing I would like to share is the effects. When you try to remove it, it is better if you do it this way. Just see what I do. You just turn a little, and then you just take it out. Do not turn it side by side, because it will break this joint inside, which then it'll be very hard to remove after that. So it's not very fragile, but it's still small. So just try, when you put it in, you just turn, and then when you remove it, just turn it again. Okay, don't do the side by side things, you break this. Okay, that's all. Bye.